It is an absolutely gorgeous morning this morning. You can see one of the chimneys from the shelter right there. I'm kind of behind the shelter, so I didn't get the view last night, but I was cold. It's the first night since I've been out on this trip that I felt cold, unfortunately. And I don't know if it was a combination of the wind. I think my quilt might have been a little damp from the night before from all the rain and moisture that's been in the air, but today it's beautiful. It's 8:30. I'm a little late, but I'm packing up and getting ready to go hiking a little over 12 miles. And I'm actually going to be stealth camping not too far from the interstate, which doesn't make me feel great, but there's a parking area, and in Guthook some folks had commented that there's some good stealth sites about 30 yards from the parking area, and that's where my friend Double Stack's going to meet me tomorrow and take me into town so I can get my phone fixed and meet up with Mudbug. So that's the plan. And last night actually it worked out great. I was getting all set up here, thought I'd be alone, but then Texas showed up and he made himself a fire and got settled into the shelters. And I'm actually going to be stealth camping not too far from the interstate, which doesn't make me feel great, but there's a parking area, and in Guthook some folks had commented that there's some good stealth sites about 30 yards from the parking area, and that's where my friend Double Stack's going to meet me tomorrow and take me into town so I can get my phone fixed and meet up with Mudbug. So that's the plan. And last night actually it worked out great. I was getting all set up here, thought I'd be alone, but then Texas showed up and he made himself a fire and got settled into the shelter. So it was just nice knowing somebody else was in the general area, and getting better at kind of camping by myself. I don't worry too much about bears and critters and that sort of thing, but like I said, I was cold and I just kind of tossed and turned all night, so that's part of the reason I'm getting a slow start. The other part is one of the first things on the agenda today after I get off this mountain, which is about 0.6 down, just to rejoin the AT. I'll be crossing Palisades Parkway, which is something that I have been dreading since I read A Walk in the Woods and they called it playing Frogger. It's a divided highway. It's 2 lanes in each direction and the traffic goes really fast. So I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm thinking I might be getting there kind of in rush hour, sort of maybe the tail end of rush hour. I don't know, hopefully it'll be close to 10 by the time I get there. But anyway, I'm a little worried about that, but hopefully, like everything else, it will work out. We'll see. As I hike out this morning, I'm going to do something I rarely do. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day, and I'm sure the sun's going to warm things up real quickly. My thermometer says it's about 42. And normally I take off my puffy before I start hiking. I reserve it for camp just to keep it dry and clean. But I'm going to hike out in my puffy since I was so cold last night and it's so windy. And I'll probably be taking off in the next half hour to an hour, which is fine. But I got multiple layers this morning. I'm wearing my Patagonia tank, my little danskin hiking shirt, the one with the hood that I like so much. I've got my my fleece, my Columbia fleece. I usually sleep in this too. I hike in it and sleep in it, as long as it's not damp. And my hoodie. So I've got multiple layers, but I just really feel like I need to get my core temp back up and be really comfortable and cozy and warm as I hike. And usually that doesn't take very long, but I just want to be sure. So I'm going to do that as I climb down the mountain. I've got lots of rocks and ledges and ridges to go over, so I know there's going to be a good amount of wind, and I'll get warmed up and I'll take off my puffy and pack it away for tonight. Alright, I'm suited up. I just want to give you one final comment about being cold before I head out. I was not cold enough that I was concerned about hypothermia. It was just the kind of cold that sort of keeps you up. You toss and turn, and just uncomfortably cold. I like to be warm and cozy when I sleep, and usually I am, so that's the kind of night that it was. I have no safety issues, so I know some of you are prone to worry about me, and I appreciate that, but I'm in good shape. Here I am back at the junction with the AT. It took me about 20 minutes to do the side trail, and there's gorgeous views here. No New York City view, but still pretty views of the mountains. Well, there it is, friends, the road that scares me so much. I must have timed it well. I made it across the first side in one piece. Get ready to tackle the other side. Alright, I did it. One big road down. It's funny how those things can really scare you. You tell I'm crying in relief. That's silly, I know, but just some things really get in your head and get you worried, and this was one of them. And you can see from the sign that New York City is only 34 miles away, so I've got a lot of people commuting in. I'm thankful that I'm safe, ready to go back in the woods where there are no speeding cars or freight engines. This is the top of Black Mountain. It's a pretty steep rocky climb up here, but there's some beautiful views. You can see the sun glistening off the Hudson River over there, New York off in the distance, and some really big radio towers. I don't know if those are for aviation or what, but anyway, it's pretty. I've only done about 2 trail miles, 2.6 if you count the shelter trail, and it has warmed up so much. I'm going to sit down and take a break, take off a layer, and get ready to go on. I passed a sign just a little ways back saying there was a trail crew working here. I don't see the trail crew, but it looks like they've just put in some brand new stairs to make it a little easier to get down this hill. That's nice because there are some steep rock scrambles up ahead. Actually behind me, but ahead if you're heading this way. As I came down the mountain, I could see the trail crews had been very busy. There's a big rock fall here, and they've put in stairs coming pretty much all the way down, which reminds me a little bit of Maine and all their stairs. I know it definitely makes it easy for hikers, but I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Sometimes it's nice to hike the natural trail, but it also can get pretty tedious and sometimes dangerous, so stairs can be good, especially for day hikers or other hikers who are not as experienced as an AT thru-hiker might be. And even AT thru-hikers can get hurt, as I well know from all my falls. This is the William Bryan Memorial Shelter. It's right on the AT. Feels like it's forever, or taken me forever to get here this morning. It was 3.4 from where I started, and it's taken me a good almost 3 hours, well 2.5, a little over 2.5 hours to get here. But as you can see, all these rocks have been going up and down a lot, and even with the help of some stairs, it's slowing me down. And I think pairing that with the fact that I didn't sleep great last night has just got me kind of on the slow boat today. So it's about 11:30, and I'm going to go ahead and just take an early lunch break, rest for a little bit, and then hopefully as I head on this afternoon off in that direction, I will be a little bit more energetic. I get to cross this little stream, and it's really lovely with the lights just kind of glistening off it. It's only about 3 o'clock, I think, 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there, and this time of year it seems like late afternoon sun already. I've got about 3 miles to go, 3.3, and on my way is the lemon squeezer, so that'll be the next interesting thing I get to do, and just been lots and lots of ups and downs today. So I'm kind of tired, especially because I didn't sleep well last night, but looking forward to being done, and definitely looking forward to a town day tomorrow and doing my resupply and seeing Mudbug again. Well, there's a lot of stuff on that sign. It shows me that I'm 0.6 from the lemon squeezer, and Elk Pen, which is where I'm camping, is 2.4. Agony Grind, Route 17, I guess I missed that. Till Thursday. Finally made it to the lemon squeezer, and there's a sign here that says the easy way is down that way. I don't know if it's really easy or not, but I'm gonna go this way and find out what it's like. I figure I've already done the hunt trail, climbing up to Mount Katahdin, so how much harder could this be? I don't know. I'm gonna put my phone down and start navigating down. Wow, that is something. That's all I'm going to say about that. I still have to navigate a little further down this way. These boulders are huge, and I have to say I've been thoroughly confuddled about how to get down this one. I slid and slid and slid, and I actually ended up taking the easy way around up above because I just wasn't feeling safe at all being by myself, unfortunately. And it might be a lot of fun to climb up it, but I don't want to take any chances going down. I'm still trying to figure my way out down through there, so onward. Okay, so I came down that little bit there, butt first and pack first, and I get down here and I see blazes for the Nobos that would have directed me that way. That sure would have been a hell of a lot easier. Oh, if only there was a blaze there. If there was, I totally didn't see it. So anyway, I'm going to collect my pack and figure out which way to go now. Whether I go down that way or go down this way. Alright, I've emerged from the lemon squeezer in one piece. I know I didn't do the whole thing. Did most of it. Some of it the wrong way. Maybe I'll come back again and do it Nobo, but I'm not going to try right now because then I have to come back down again. So calm your racing heart after the lemon squeezer experience. The AT offers up some lovely idyllic views of a lake. Well, good morning. I am all packed up and ready to leave the stealth spot that I stayed in last night. It's actually the first time that I stealth camped by myself. Every other time someone's come along, so that's a nice milestone, but it doesn't feel too remote. It's not like camping in the woods because there's a road right there and there's an interstate right there on the other side. I've been listening to traffic all night and I was curious if it ever died down, and I discovered it does about 2:30 or 3 in the morning, but not for long. Makes me wonder where all those people are going. Hey, the site overall wasn't bad. It looks like locals come up here and party occasionally. I found some beer bottles and things like that, but it was not windy like West Mountain was, so I stayed pretty warm even though the temperature got down probably around 30. But I stayed warm. It was comfortable. Had good trees up there to hang my bear bag just in case the bear decided to wander up. And yeah, it was good, and I'm ready to get into town today, get my clothes clean. I called the hotel last night and they have a guest laundry, so I'm thrilled about that because I feel like I stink to high heaven, which happens not only after 5 days, but sometimes it feels like you stink after the first day. I don't know what it is. And I've got to resupply and get some, take care of some other like little gear odds and ends of things, and of course meet Mudbug. And I'm very excited that Double Stack is picking me up. He's gonna do a little trail angeling for me, get me into town, run me around, and help me get my phone fixed, all that good stuff. So it should be a good day. Not too much to film today, but just wanted to share with you what the plans are. I just came down the parking lot a little bit ago to wait for Double Stack and eat my breakfast. And I ran into the sweetest couple of local hikers, Carla and Martin, and they've got 4 dogs and they hike all around the local area, and they were just super, super sweet. We had a great little chat and talked about the hiking and the weather, and they sent prayers for me for good weather the rest of this hike. And it's just really cool to meet somebody local and get some just additional encouragement from out of the blue to keep going and get this thing done. So love it when I meet people like that.